Today we're going to combine our knowledge of dot plots with our knowledge of stem and leaf plots. So you've seen stem and leaf plots in elementary school, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick flashback to that by reading this question. It says the stem and leaf plot shows the numbers of minutes the members of a team jumped rope during practice. This goes hand in hand with this second box that says, what do you notice? What facts can be stated about the data? So go ahead and take about 10 seconds on your own to pause and think about what facts you can see about this data from the stem and leaf plot. Now that you've figured out two facts, let's go ahead and write some that I thought of. One of the facts that I noticed is that there is a key. So we have to pay attention to the key that's shown. So there is a key at the bottom. So we need to make sure that we look at that key carefully. 3/6 means 36, so this is telling me that this is the tens place and this is the ones place of my data. Another thing that I noticed is that approximately, from what I know, 20 or 21 people data was recorded. And I can tell because this represents 19, this is 19. If I count all of those, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So the data shows 21 different people, right? Another way you can say that is that that's the total. And I can tell again by counting all of those points. And I don't count these because that forms a number. This forms 19. This forms 20, 21. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This one says to create a list from the information in the stem and leaf plot below. So looking at the key where it says 7/0 means 70, once again, the stem is the tens place and the leaf is the ones place. So the first one that I have is 70. But then I have another 0 repeated, so that's a second 70. I'm going to cross that off. And then the next one that I have is 74. Okay, so I'm done with the 70s. I can move on to the 80s. I have 85, so I'm going to write that down. Then I have 87, cross it off. And lastly, for the 80s, I have 89. You can cross that off now. Okay, there's no more left for the 80s, so now I'm going to go to the 90s. The first value that I have is 93. The next one is 95. The next one is 98. And the last one is 99. So there, I have created the list of values from the stem and leaf plot. This one goes hand in hand with the next box that says, what do you notice? What facts can be stated about the data? Well, I can recycle the fact that I wrote about the one up here, right? The first fact is there is a key. Let's see if we can use the fact about how many data points there are, or in this case, how many grades I have. So if I count all of these, this would say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different grades. So a different one is there are 10 grades shown. Can you think of another one, maybe regarding the highest or the lowest grade? And go ahead and write it right here. Do that one on your own. Okay, let's go on to the next one that says, create a list from the information in the dot plot below, and then create a stem and leaf plot. So first we have to make a list. The thing that's special about this one, I'm going to put a star, is that one, it's a dot plot, which we've just been working on stem and leaves. But two, that all our values aren't shown. So you'll notice that I have 12, and then I skip a line, and then it's 16. So we have to figure out what goes in between those two numbers. So what's right in the middle of 12 and 16? Hopefully you're thinking 14. So it looks like it's going 12, 14, 16, 18. The next one's 20. 22, 24, 26, 28, so on and so forth. So let's make sure we fill those in, because otherwise it's going to be hard to gather that data. All right, now it says to make a list. Now that I've filled out all my tick marks, I'm going to make a list, and I'm going to make it a little bit easier for myself. I have 12 all the way to 40, so I'm going to go ahead and go by 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, and this is what I mean. I'm going to kind of separate these two, or these numbers, because all of those have a 1 in the tens place. So when I write those out, I'm going to write 12, so there's one right there, and I have 2 dots right there, so that means I have to write 2 12s. If I go to 14, 16, 18, where they all have a 1 in the tens place, there's no more dots. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next set where I have 2 in the tens place, meaning my 20s. Well, the first value that I have under the 20s is 20, so I'm going to write a 20 down, cross it off, but I see 3 dots. That means that 20 is repeated 3 times, so I have another 20, and I can cross it off, another 20 written down that I can cross off now. Now I'm going to continue down my dot plot and see if I have any more numbers in the 20s, and the next one that I come to is 26. Now I can cross that off. And after that, I have 28. If I keep going, I don't have anything else for my 20s, but I do have some 30s. So I'm going to start with 30 all the way to 38. But there's no dots here, so I can move on. The last set that I have is going to be 40, which I only have 1 dot and 1 number with 40, so that's simple to do. Can cross it off. Before we move on to creating our stem plot, I want you to go ahead and write 1 fact about this dot plot that you know, using the vocabulary that we've been working with. So 1 fact about this dot plot is, and then pause, write that out in a complete sentence, and then unpause and move forward. Now that you've written your fact, we're going to go ahead and create our stem and leaf. So we start with stem, we move on to leaf, and then we're going to go ahead and write our key out. So for our key, we're going to say that a 1/2 means 12. So that means that our stem is the tens place and our leaf is the ones place. So remember when we said we go all the way from 12 to 40, so when we represent that on the stem, we want to have enough values for that. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to represent 10, 20, 30, and 40, remember? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and actually fill in those values. So the first ones that I have is the tens place one, right, where in my tens place, I have a number 1. So I have 12s. I have 12 and 12. In order to write that appropriately, I need to write 2 and 2. Remember, because this means 12, and so does this, and I have to write it twice. I'm done with those, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next set, which would be in my 20s. If you look very closely, you'll see I have 1, 2, 3 20s, so I need to make sure that I write those out. 20, 20, and 20. Remember, this means 20 right here, and so does the other one, and so does the other one. So I'm done writing these out. Do I have any more 20s? Yes, I have 26, so I need to write 6. And I have one more, I have 28, so I need to write 8 to represent 28. The next one that I have is 30s, since I have that 3 right there, but notice how in our list we don't have anything with 30s. So we're actually not going to write anything out right there. We're going to go ahead and skip right over it, and that shows that there are no numbers with 30s. The last one that we have is 40, and all we need to do is go ahead and draw that 0 in. All right, let's move on to the back. This one says the dot plot shows the amount of steps teachers took while monitoring a test one day. So here's my dot plot, and then it says which stem and leaf plot represents this data from the dot plot. So I have to take this dot plot and then go ahead and change it into a stem and leaf. But remember, I told you one of the most important things you need to do is fill in the missing values that don't have numbers on them. So I go from 60 all the way to 70, and the values in between aren't necessarily going to be ones. Because if I count and I say 60 to 70, that's not 10 spaces in between. So I have to figure out what those tick marks are. Those are the most important parts first. So if you notice, this is going to be 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, and 70. Now, it just so happens that for the last two examples, we've been counting by twos, but that is not the case for all of our number lines. So again, please keep in mind that you need to figure out the values in between first. So I'm going to go ahead and continue filling this out. If you need to pause and then do that as well while you wait for me to do it, that's totally fine. All right, 96 and 98. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and list out the dot values just like we did before. And I'm going to go ahead and organize them by their place value. So we're going to start with 60s. We're going to focus on the 60s right now for organizational purposes. The first dot that I see is at 64, so I'm going to write that down. But I see a second dot there, so I'm going to make sure I write 64 two times, because there's two dots on 64. Next, I see a dot, but it's not quite on 66, and it's not on 64. So what number would that be? Good, hopefully you're thinking 65. Okay, if I keep going, there's no more 60s, so I need to move on to the 70s now. So I need to go from 70 to 78 and write down those dots. So there is a dot right on 70. Now I can cross that off. There's another dot right on 72. Now I'm going to keep going. 76 is our next one. Cross that one off, and I have one more in the 70s. I have 78, and now I can cross that off. All right, we're done with the 70s. Let's move on to our 80s. So I have from 80 to 88. There's nothing for 80, 82, but there is something on 84, so I'm going to write that one down. Cross it off now. And then nothing for 86, but on 88, I see 1, 2, and 3 dots, so I need to make sure to write 88 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there's actually no more for the 80s. We're moving on to the 90s. So from here to here, we have the 90s. The first one I see is 92, but there's another dot right there, so I need to make sure I write 92 2 times for the 2 dots that are there. Okay, now we can go ahead and utilize this list right here to help us figure out which stem and leaf matches. Now, you are more than welcome to go ahead and write your own stem and leaf and then match it. That's totally fine, where you would do 64 like that, 64. That's a great way to do it. I highly recommend that. Another way you can do it is by utilizing the numbers to help you check off what you have. So remember, the key means 60, 6/0 means 60 steps. So right here we should have a 64 for A, and I see that one, 64, check that off. I should have a second 64, and that's true. And then according to my data, I should have a 65. And look, they have that 65. But they have an extra 5. We don't have two 65s, so A is already out just by crossing that off. B, we can go ahead and come back to. We have 64, 64, and 65. So 64, okay, good. 64 again, good. And the next one is 65. All right, perfect. The 60s were correct. Let's go down to the 70s. So the 70s, I should have a 70 first. All right, perfect, I do. Then I should have a 72, awesome. Then I should have a 76, good. And then according to my data, I need to have a 78. there should be an 8 right here, and there's not, so B is now out, and we have to start the process again for C. So we're going to go back to the 60s. I should have 3 numbers, and I should have 64, 64, and 5. 64, 64, and 65. So far, these are good. Next, I'm going to go back to the 70s, and I should have 70. All right, we're good there. 72, good there. 76, perfect. And 78. All right, our 70s were good, but we need to make sure that it's true for our 80s. Are our 80s correct? The first one is 84, so 84 is good. Next one is 88, but I see it 1, 2, 3 times, so I should have 1, 2, 3. Looks like our 80s are correct because we don't have any more, so we got all these down. Let's hope that our 90s are correct. We should have 92 and 92. Let's double check. Is that true? 92 and 92. Yes, it looks like C is our answer. Make sure you can see why D is incorrect. Now that we're done, go ahead and follow your directions for your next steps. Thank you.